皆さんこんにちは、ラナです。で、今日のゲストですね、リーさんです。
はい、こんにちは。はじめまして。私はリーです。カナダ人です。私の日本語は悪いです。でも頑張ります。
名前はリーって言ってるんですけど、自分の中ではリーっていうのは、中国か韓国かなんかアジア系の名字っていうのは名前だと思ってしまったんですけど、本当の名前ってリーですか？
はい、本当の名前はリアナです。でも行きたいです。
かわいい。
でもリアナは too girly. Lee feels like my real name because my parents always called me that. Everyone always called me that.
いつから日本にいるんですか？
ごめんなさい、わからない。
When did you came to Japan?
Oh, when did I come?
Yeah.
Hi. I came in the very ending of June. So been here for a very short amount of time.
What are you doing now?
Japanese language school. でも本当に難しい。
And how long do you plan to stay here in Japan?
I wanted to stay for 1 year.
Wow.
はい。でもmoney has run short.
Oh, yeah.
Half of my savings to stay here the full year ended up getting spent because of problems trying to get here, sadly. Like COVID
corona,
testing, flights being canceled, having to rebuy flights, suitcases breaking, so I had to buy new suitcases.
Okay, and now I want to ask you, why did you came to Japan? So the reason?
Oh, we have a long story. Do we want the long version or the short version?
I prefer long.
Long? Okay, good. Okay, so long version's more interesting anyway. So, long version, in 2007.
Long time ago.
Hi, long time ago. I discovered an anime called Tokyo Mew Mew. And right now they're actually...
Tokyo Mew Mew.
Hi.
I have no idea what is it.
Oh, that's okay. It's very similar to Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Found that anime, became obsessed. Loved it so much. And I found out it's from Japan. And it was then that I found out that Sailor Moon is from Japan. And Pokemon is from Japan. I didn't know that until then. And then I felt really stupid. From that anime, I found a couple more like Shibukara. I really liked the opening song. And I wanted to find out who the artist was.
Oh.
And I found out that it was an idol group named Bono. So, Bono desu. In that group, we're part of Hello Project. And then that world got opened up to me.
Oh, okay.
Actually, my favorite member of Morning Musume specifically is Mishishige Sayumi. When I found Hello Project in 2007, I made it a goal to come to Japan to see them live.
Okay.
That was the dream.
Before she will be graduate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then when she announced that she was going to graduate before I had the chance to come to Japan, I need to see her. How am I going to see her? And she announced that Morning Musume was going to be performing in New York.
Oh, wow.
Hi. So I flew from Canada to New York City in America just to see Morning Musume. And I guess I stood out so much that the official Morning Musume DVD for the trip, they interviewed me.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
I can send you the clip. Like, it's actually on their DVD.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my god. And when we got into the concert, they announced that there was going to be a surprise handshake event. And then I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, doki 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 doki. And I got to actually meet her. I got to meet the whole group, handshake with them, and when I got to Sayumi, because she's the leader, so she was the last one you were able to handshake with. When I got to her, it was like an uncontrollable namida, just. And I got so happy. That would have been so cool. But she looked so concerned because I'm sure she didn't realize why I was crying, but I was just crying tears of joy. It was amazing.
Wow, yeah, very nice story.
But from that 2016 trip, that just before I got to come, I had a lot of problems back at home. A lot of family and friends, and my 2 cats passed away in a 6-month span. So very sad. Mm-hmm. And I wanted something to get, and I was dealing with a bad job as well. So I was dealing with that rut. And so going to Japan was even more helpful for me to get out of that. I made it a goal to eventually come and live here to study Japanese and do something. Now I'm finally here. It took me 3 years to get here because eventually when I had the money to come, it was in 2019 and I was all set to go. A month before I was supposed to fly out, I got a blood clot in my arm. The doctor said it was here and it made my whole left arm grow twice the size as it is right now, and it completely turned purple. So,
oh my god.
Yeah, and that happened because I apparently gained too much muscle on my upper body.
Oh.
Very weird. It was very weird. The doctors, I went through, I think, like 5, and they did so many tests that were testing for blood clots because it looked like that was the problem. Like I had all the symptoms for it, but all the tests came back negative. And that's why they said you can't move to Japan. So then I had to stay at home for a year to figure out why it happened. And like to treat it and make sure I was stable because blood clots can kill you. And then I tried to go again in 2020. And of course, we all know what happened there. A month before I was supposed to go again, literally. I've been waiting a very long time for this. So I'm very happy to be here.
Now, okay, I understand why did you came here.
Yes.
And now I want to ask about culture shock because I think Canada and Japanese is a little bit, not a little bit, but very different.
It's very different, but also like when I first came here, it felt a little bit more like a culture shock in one way because let me tell you, vacationing here and living here.
Oh yeah, it's of course.
So the first time it felt like mini culture shock just because like I expected a lot of what I came across because I really did my research before I came here. I did not want to be like that foreigner that would accidentally be rude and stuff, so I was like really trying my best to like know as much as I could. So from that, knowing all that, coming here the second time, it made that aspect easier, but my god, moving out for the first time in a country where they speak little to no English is an entirely new challenge.
But to say the truth, now the much more Japanese can speak English than
that is true.
10 years ago.
Yeah. I have noticed that. That is for sure. That is for sure. And it definitely helped. And Google Translate is a godsend.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been like hard, but also I'm grateful that people are actually willing to help me. Because like if, let's say I moved to New York, I don't want to bash New York too much because it is a beautiful looking city. It's cool, lots of things to see, but the atmosphere of people is very different than Japan. Like you can't fall asleep on their trains. You will get mugged. Like the situations like that. They're very individualistic compared to Japan. Japan feels like they're looking out for one another, and if you look like you're in trouble, they're going to help you. So that also might be because I'm a foreigner. I don't know. So I've really appreciated the extra help with that. And even people at my share house have been so welcoming. Like they invited me to a welcoming party the day I got there. And I was like, I love that. So loved.
So you're living like in a share house, but there are also a lot of Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I was really surprised by.
And
another culture shock I would say is like... maybe it's not culture shock, maybe it's just a me thing.
Okay.
I'm chronically late to like a lot of things.
Oh.
But Japanese are very particular with their time.
I really can understand it because I late all the time, but I guess you already understand it.
I mean, you were like maybe 10 minutes. I'm talking like sometimes I'm an hour late. Like it's a problem.
Oh.
If it's to hang out with my family or my really close friends,
yes, I already understand.
All of us are like 30 minutes to an hour late. Like if we say a time, we all expect like, okay, at least a half an hour later at the very least.
You say that, for example, for trains, does the train in the Canada be late sometimes?
I actually don't really go on trains where I'm from.
Okay.
There's not really a train to use. I drive 90% of the time. So I'm very happy to be on trains here.
Oh, yeah.
But
don't you think it's very difficult to understand?
Honestly, no. I guess you consider this.
But it's sort of like...
I was expecting the train system to be really difficult here. But my friend and I, when we first came, it took us 2 days to get it down pat. And I'm like, why is this so easy? This should not be this easy. They don't speak English. This shouldn't be easy. But then when we went to New York a few years after we came to Japan, when we went to New York that time, it was my second time in New York after the Morning Musume concert, and we could not use the subways there. Oh my god.
So
those were difficult.
So
we went in circles.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really weird. I was not expecting that. They are not easy. Japan's train systems are easy. In Japan, they made it so clear, especially with the color-coded trains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you can't understand how to read,
You just
all
look at the
kanjis, yeah.
Very smart. But in New York, it is not like that. And my friend and I got on the wrong train a handful of times, going in circles. We opted to walk a lot of places or to take a cab because at a certain point, it was kind of a waste of time to try the subways. And they're really dirty.
Oh.
They're like really dirty. And here it's like so clean, despite not having any garbage cans. That I don't like. I understand why there's no garbage cans. I know the whole history of that.
Oh, wow.
But I still don't like that we don't have somewhere to put our garbage in. So that was a little bit weird.
はい、皆さん、今日の動画はこんな感じでした。はい、今日のラナ頑張った英語とリーさん頑張った日本語はどうでしたか？ぜひコメントで聞かせてください。はい、最後まで見てくれてありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
じゃあね。
じゃあ。